Hello and welcome to Movie Reviews 101, and today we're going to look at Repression. Repression is directed by Albert van Streen, starring Felke Rutten, Peter Muller, Sam Hazeldine and Elijah Wolfe. And Repression follows a therapist who looks to relocate after a personal tragedy in Scotland, and she starts treating a patient who seems to have an ability to predict the future, and she starts to get obsessed with trying to figure out what makes him act this way and how is this possible. And it goes in a very, very strange direction you just won't see coming. So we're going to jump into the free ups and the free downs. Up is the free ups. Now the first one has got to be for the kid Manny. He is very, very creepy with how he does everything. Yes, it can be considered what we would expect to have a kid who's been through a lot, acting very isolated, different, drawing traumatic things, etc. But with certain things that happen during the movie, there is some very sinister scenes you will see from him, and they're very, very entertaining and creepy throughout the film. The second one has got to go for the scenery. Marianne, who is the therapist, comes from New York, or was living in New York before the tragedy, and everything about that place is very colourful and sunny, and it's almost like a perfect life she has. And when we move to the Scottish location, it is very dark and dreary and rainy, and it shows the difference in her mood from being a cheery person to depressed about losing a loved one. And I think it's very well shown through the movie here. And the final one is, we won't say what it is, but we have to talk about the fact that this has a very, very unique style to how it wants to end, and it will have a lot of big questions asked about how it ends, and will get you thinking a lot. And I think that is very, very interesting to be watching, something that's going to make you think. So that is the free ups. Now for the free downs. First up on the free downs is there is a lot that happens that doesn't need to happen. Again, we can't really go into too much details about full-blown spoilers, but once we see the ending, you'll understand everything of that comment. That's the main one, that's the biggest weakness. We would have liked to have seen more of the other characters, especially Dr. McVitie, who seems to have had a struggle with Manny, the young boy, first. It seems like it's quite important that he may or may not have lost his mind. We do see in the opening sequence why or what he tries to do, but it just seems very much like we could have seen a lot more. And the last one is there's a lot of side characters that, again, when it comes to what we end up with, just seem like they're here to make up the numbers. They don't need to be doing much with these people, and it seems a bit of a letdown that there's so much going on when it might not mean as much as it needs to, shall we say. That is a very complicated way of saying a lot of that, but it's one you have to really see to understand most of those comments. So overall, we are going to give Repression a 65%, 3-star. It does, again, it is saved by the final third of the movie, which really will make you think a lot, and otherwise it just felt like it was playing by the numbers, and the final act really ups this movie a lot more than it should. And I think you will have to go back and rewatch some of this movie just to pick up little clues along the way. So let me know what you think of Repression, and will you be watching this